Hello, sir. Good evening. How are you? You can't hear me?
Little louder.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you, sir? Good evening.
Oh, extremely tired.
Live sessions every day.
Oh, last night was crazy.
Yeah. 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 I was there on the live. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Superb.
played
Superb.
7 hours from 11:30 to 6:30. So
Yeah, sir.
it
Yeah,
was
sir.
it was beautiful though. On Instagram, 7 hours.
Good. 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 I guess it reminds me of so many shows from US when you start early and end till the end.
Always.
Until they say it,
That's
until
that's
they.
that's that's my job.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love playing
Yeah.
to empty dance floors.
No,
I
yesterday.
hate coming on when everybody's already going crazy and trying to do something. I
Yeah,
love to
true, true,
start
true,
from the beginning and go right up to the
true,
end.
true. Today, my people might be surprised what Ivan sir is doing at 5 p.m. live. He always comes at 8, 9:30, 10, and then he usually plays till 3, 4 in the morning.
One more track, please. Oh, okay.
People are already here, request.
Thank you, Sid. You're very kind.
Yeah. Siddharth Todi is, by the way, my partner who handles bass culture with
Oh,
us.
all right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. 7 hours last night, not 8 hours. But I thought actually people were joking when I started at 11:15 and they said, you know, let's go to sunrise. I thought they were joking. So
Yeah.
the previous week we did 6 hours, but 7 hours last night. And on Instagram, I do, we know that people's attention span on Instagram is really short,
Yeah.
and they don't have too much patience. So the maximum we are looking at somebody being on Instagram is 7 minutes, and then it's 7 hours. Every time we got cut off, they would come back, they would come back, they would come back, and we just go on and on. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
Instagram allows 1 hour live session, I guess. Then again you have to rejoin.
Yeah, so we got cut off a few times, but within seconds, when we restart, everybody would be back. And then people were talking about food and everything.
No,
It
I
was an
saw on the
incredible
stories.
experience.
Yeah, I saw on the stories as well. There were a lot of people posting about sunrise with DJ Ivan, sunrise with DJ Ivan. Superb. Let me say, Zufi is also here. Hi, Zufi.
I had a great time with him in Manipal a few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's my brother Clement. I think he was staying up late last night. Ryan Pinto, yeah, all the DJs of Goa. My God, they were crazy. They know how to party.
Yeah,
Romani,
true.
yeah, we've done that quite a bit.
Yeah, yes. So, how is quarantine going on, sir?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard because we're used to planes and airports and traveling, and
Yeah,
I've been on the road since I joined Channel V in 1998. So it's always at least 1 to 2 cities a week, and it's been
yeah,
like that for 22 years. So
yeah.
yeah, you kind of miss that life, but this is how it is, and this is what we have to do to keep our country safe, to keep ourselves safe. So uh,
True.
we're trying to make the most of it. I actually always use music as my escape,
Yeah,
and
true.
I guess I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have that privilege. So I didn't have. I didn't. Since 2008, we don't play records anymore.
Hmm.
So we closed all the cupboards and thought we will never have to open them again. But this time has given me some time to go back and open my record covers and records and discover all those music again. And then, so I started to want to share it with the people. And it's just about been about me wanting to connect with people with my music to help me to escape what I'm going through.
Yeah, yeah,
Another
true.
legend, Vinayaka, joining us. Vinayaka, good evening. Great to have you with us.
Today, I think you are surprising everybody joining at 5. They must be expecting a live session from Ayud, sir. So no, today we will all get to know about Ivan sir's journey, how he started,
Thank you for
how.
having me on Base Culture.
No, no, sir. It is our pleasure. It is our pleasure to have you on Base Sir, yesterday, when there are a couple of my friends, including Zufi as well. So there are a lot of people who were talking about please bring Ivan sir. So I have to today. It is my privilege to host you today.
Vivek, super talented boy from Boombox is here as well. Lester from Muscat, my colleague from Radio Indigo.
Yeah.
Himanshu, thank you.
Please play techno on my funeral.
If anybody is going to go first, it has to be me. You must be a little kid.
This
Thank you,
is
Asha.
this
So, yeah,
is
Base Culture wanted to have a little chat with me. Harish,
yeah,
the legend, visuals,
yeah,
amazing,
visual artist.
amazing.
Yes, yes.
So, you used to be in Bangalore, so you know most of the guys who are
Yes,
connected with,
sir.
right?
Yes, I was there 5, 6 years ago. But usually now also I travel to Bangalore once a month.
Okay.
So for shows, so here and there wherever I play, but not more. Earlier I was staying in Bangalore. So it was quite a good time that time. Then I shifted to Bombay, started this.
I will come to Mumbai. I was in Barrel Mansion a few weeks ago,
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
few months ago, and it was an
Months ago.
incredible
Yes,
night. Thanks to
true,
my
true.
brother Akhtar, he sorted it out, and yeah, it was amazing. It was like
So
a
I
great
s-
experience.
for that night I saw a lot of stories from all over Bombay DJs posting about house
Everybody
music
was
in
there.
Barrel Mansion.
Everybody
House
was
music
there.
in Barrel Mansion. Yeah, yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
was there. And it was incredible. And it's so touching to have all these people come out and show their love. And, it really means a lot to me. I've never done it for the money or for anything else. It's just purely the passion and to show people how only hard work works. Nothing
True,
else works.
true, sir. True.
Looking great on in pictures and this and that. Nothing else. It's just your music and your hard work.
Hard work. Yeah, true, 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 sir. So let's start. Let's start. Like, how did you start your journey? I have a lot of points, but it will be. I want to hear everything from you. I don't want to start anything. I don't want to
Thank
say
you,
anything
Justin.
today.
Uh, Everybody's still talking about the 7 hour set last night. Yeah, I don't know. I was dancing more than I would dance when there are 10,000 people in front of me,
Yeah.
and I don't know where the energy came from. I guess it was the frustration of just being locked in and not seeing people. I don't know what it was. It was fantastic though. But yeah, I
Yeah.
started 28 years ago
Yeah.
in a club called Time and Again, and so it's been a long, long journey. And I think we started to play house music in about 1993,
Very
and
good. Nice.
we never even knew it was house music. The records sounded good. We played them. We never called it house music. There were no genres back then. But
Yeah.
yeah, so when I was doing I have a property which I want to do now every day in the evenings at about 10 o'clock, called the Vinyl Frontier, where I take out records from my cupboard and stuff. And I was playing a David Morales 1999 six mix of In the Ghetto. So Russell from Bombay messaged me, and he said, "What was that mix?" And it was so spaced out. It was so futuristic. And then when we talked about it it was such cool music. It was such
Yeah.
cool music, and so I guess if we were playing all that music then, 1993, most of today's DJs were not even born. Yeah, that's true.
So Gary is for Sunburn project manager. Gary Bhai is also there. I guess he was also there yesterday on the live,
All
7 hour
right.
live. Yeah.
Thank you, Gary. They were at Time and Again. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a long 28-year journey. Uh, there's been some hard work on the way, incredibly hard work. There's been some luck as well. Justin was 3. Okay.
I was 2 that time.
All right. Then nobody wants to know my story. They can't even relate. Let's
No, no,
fast
no, no,
forward.
sir, no, sir. No, we want to know, what was the music genre that time? How were you following? Because now when we see Ivan, sir, there's a different scene altogether. You name it in
My
Bangalore, you
brother
name it
Akhtar,
in,
the guy
yeah,
who took me
after,
to Barrel Mansion, I love you, Akhtar. I mean, he's been around as long as I was or longer. And
yeah,
respect to him, he's an amazing entertainer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Akhtar
So,
Bhai was with us last week. Akhtar Bhai was with us. Tell
okay.
us, everyone wants to know. Yeah,
So yeah, so it's big. I mean, it's. I don't know. It's just. I was playing uh, in 1996. We had a place called The Club, which was outside Bangalore. So all the pubs used to close at 11:30, and then this is the only place that opened. Thank you, Akhtar. Bye. Uh, Only place was open late in the night. And so we would go until 4 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So every pub would close. All the 1,000 people who partied in Bangalore would come to one place.
yeah,
And so it was just a hut with an incredible sound system.
okay,
And we played for 4 hours, 5 hours. So we played real proper old school hip hop, Bone Thugs and Harmony, stuff like that. It was really, really underground kind of a hip hop. We played a lot of house music. Frankie Knuckles, David Morales, Todd Terry, stuff like that. We never knew that it was house music or whatever. We just played it because it sounded good, like I said. So I was there, and then uh, one of my friends brought Sanjay Naram's sister to the place, and she saw me playing, and she gave me a card, and she said, I need to call her on Monday. And when I called her on Monday, she said, we're opening India's biggest club. It's called Three Flights Up. It's going to be in Mumbai. You have to move. And I think that was luck. And I was really scared because all I knew was Bangalore. I'd only passed through domestic to international airport in Mumbai. I never got into the city. So it was a scary, scary city to go to after being in Bangalore. And
yeah,
that changed my whole life because suddenly people from Channel V saw me and they said, oh, we love your music, come and join Channel V. And then Channel V took me all over the country. Then Bacardi Blast started, and Sonam
yeah.
Experience, and Ministry of Sound, and it just went on from there. So, yeah, it's just to cut a long story short, it was a little bit of a luck, and then just being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sir, you must have followed a lot of people, a lot of DJs that time from your journey until today. So, any two favorites who are still, in your mind, who are still the legends?
I actually had the luck to see Louis Vega from Masters at Work in
Okay.
Ministry of Sound in the early 2000s, and he was playing um, finally Kings of Tomorrow, finally, and he had the a cappella. He had three turntables. He had the a cappella, he had the beat, and he had the music. And on turntables, he created his own remix live. Now, if anybody plays turntables, you know how demanding and how difficult it is because
Yeah,
it's just completely analog.
yeah,
And
correct.
to do it, so even now when I talk about it, I get goosebumps. But yeah, I think Louis Vega from Masters at Work, amazing. I opened for Paul Van Dyke when he was the world number one in
Yeah,
Famous Studio in 2003. He had three turntables playing right through the set, pitch perfect, unbelievable.
okay.
Unbelievable. So yeah, we've always seen some. I've been exposed to the best, and I'm lucky to have been inspired and learned from the best.
Yeah. And Gary sir is asking what console you use during good old days.
Just Technics turntables, so it's there right now. Just Technics turntables
Okay,
and
okay.
mixers. We started with Formula Sound at Three Flights Up. I think we used Cloud. Pioneer came in the early 2000s.
Yeah, yeah. So how difficult was it to collect music that time? Now it is, I guess, for every DJ, it is very easy. You have YouTube, you have social media, you have
Well,
everything.
so I've started from zero. I don't have rich parents, and I'm completely self-made and everything. So, my first job, I used to get 7,500 rupees a month. 2,500 rupees from that, I used to buy records.
Yeah.
Even at that time, I had a vision as exactly what I wanted to do. So I had a friend who flew for Emirates Airlines, so he used to go to Frankfurt and he used to buy me 10 records every month. And that's how I
Okay.
started collecting my music. So 10 records a month, and I still had the best music in Bangalore. So,
Yeah. 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 True, sir.
but
True. True.
that's my philosophy. Less is more. Like even now, when I go to play at a gig, I have a pen drive which is just 32 GB, not 250 GB, and it will have 60 songs in it for the night. And I will play it like I play a box of records. So I always tell young DJs, please, less is more. Just arrange them and play them the way you want. They say, no, sir, people will ask for requests, people will do this, people will do that. But where's it going to get you? It's not going to get you anywhere. They say, oh, it's easy for you to talk because you can come and play what you want. Maybe, but I work myself into that position where I can play what I want. And maybe
True.
you
True.
need to do that too. You cannot be a jukebox and survive. There are too many technology's made it so easy. If I took my mother-in-law into a room and taught her for 15 minutes, she'll be a DJ. I mean, with no respect to, to DJs, but
Yeah.
it's that easy. It's just a sync button. So going to make you a good DJ is your individual style, the way you present, the way you prepare. And you can only prepare if you have very few songs in your pen drive or whatever you're going to play on.
Yeah, true, true. I remember when we were Gaurav Mehta from Hyderabad. I manage him. So when you were playing at Over the Moon, so I guess I know 70%, 60, 70% of Hyderabad DJs, all our friends, very close friends. Everybody's story was Ivan sir flashing the records, and you were playing at OTM. My goodness, so many stories. Daman, Gaurav, beat Daman, Gaurav, everybody in the club. Like I know most of the people, everybody was just on the stories that
After I
DJ
don't have a
Ivan is leading.
mother-in-law anymore. I should have taught her when she was around. I'm single now.
uh, 1 second. Justin Bhai is saying we want to see you once again in Bombay.
uh, Akhtar. uh, Thank you, Gautam. That's a huge compliment. Hemdevji, Vishal Bhai, my brother. Thank you.
1 second.
You guys are really kind.
When Akhtar Bhai was here, I guess when Akhtar Bhai was here, everybody was stuck here and everybody was listening to him because I guess that was the very first session he was doing, and he was not joking about it, and he was just telling his journey. Everybody was so seriously listening. Even me, I was like shut, and I was just listening. You don't get every day when I listen to you, or when I listen to these kind of legends, because it is very very important for everybody to know how you guys started, because we look up to you guys, everybody in the industry, I must say, whosoever follows.
I mean, if what you're saying is true, that's what we do it for. All the relentless years of hard work and passion. Uh, we want to be appreciated and loved by our peers, and it's really a nice thing that we do get appreciated and loved. All the people in Manipal had an incredible party there.
So I'm
All of
Manipal
us.
pass out. I'm Manipal pass out.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Me and
went there
Siddharth
after
both was, yeah.
I went there after 11 years
Okay.
in last 2 months ago,
Okay.
and people told me Manipal has changed a lot, and
Yeah.
now everybody listens to Bollywood, and there's no more house music in Manipal and stuff like that. And I went there and I played about 4 hours of
Oh my goodness.
non-stop house music. And I never saw so much of energy. I never saw so much of love. I never saw people going even to the bathroom. It's like I had bottles of water which I was passing to them in front of the curfew, and they were drinking water off me. They didn't even want to miss a minute, and it was incredible. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like, what was happening? It's like DJ
Yeah.
Toxic. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, but yeah.
1 second. Huh? So, sir, tell us about DMC World Championship.
That was in 1998, so I took part in that. Uh, and I came, I think, third or fourth or something in India. Sunny Sarid won in that year. Great DJ, respect to him. He's one of the pioneers in the
हाँ
industry.
जी, हाँ जी.
And yeah, so it was just a contest and it came and went. But thank you, Akhtar. You're very kind. I have a lot of respect for you too and your performance and your showmanship. I had the good fortune of seeing Akhtar at the end of the year in Goa, and I don't go to too many Bollywood gigs, but
Yeah,
he's just engaging when he performs. It was amazing.
true.
Vishal Bhai was with me as well. It was fantastic. Respect you, my brother.
1 second. Sir, now tell us about Indigo Hot Mix. How did you start? And still, it is, I guess, 5 more strong years which are going on currently.
No,
Also,
it
you are
is
playing
uh,
more
on
time.
Radio Indigo. We are now 13 years.
13 years. Okay, superb.
13 years.
Okay.
But I started radio with Rohit Bakar on a Radio City in 2000. So we've been on the air for about 20 years. 20 years of, I think we are now the world's longest running dance music magazine show. We
Yeah.
don't play one genre, we play 8 different genres, 15 minutes each, and then you have an ad break. And so we came up with this show and we've run it and it's been in Bangalore and Goa and then we have our podcast and so radio was a completely new thing for me but
Okay.
we just stuck to our thank you Suresh we stuck to what Rohit Bakar and me are just completely opposite personalities he's the hyping guy who's really loud and I'm the one who's very soft spoken and in the
Yeah.
background and that opposite energy really, really worked. And from
Worked.
day one, I would tell him that we would not do it as a show where we are going to say, hey guys, we are here and you're there and all that. We want to draw everybody into us
Yeah.
like we are in the living room and like I'm talking to you now. And then I
Yeah,
would
true.
tell them, see, this song was released last week. It was remixed by this guy and it's quite cool. And people saw the comfort level in when somebody presented it to him like that.
Yeah.
And it really worked. And it has
Yeah.
worked since. Because we don't tell people, oh, we are cool because we're playing this new record. You got to hear it, blah, blah, blah. It is like, come, let's hold your hand and discover something new. This is quite nice. And see, we have somebody from the Radio City days, Shiny Disco Balls. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laskar. You're very
God,
kind.
I love music. Yeah, it's everybody's writing whatever they are writing. I feel it is 100 2000% correct. Not even 200 or 100. It is 2000% correct. So, what was the turning point in your life? At that time, I don't think so. Parents were supportive. The guidance, proper guidance was there when you started. And we were in interview with Akbar Bhai. Akbar Bhai mentioned how he used to get the records from US and every other place where he went. So, please let us know about that
I
as
think
well.
the turning point in my life was just being fearless. I had,
Okay.
I stayed in a rented house. I had no money. Um, I rode a bike. I had nothing. I was zero, but I never bothered about pleasing people and playing to them and whatever. I never care about the management. The management every day would shout at me. They want to throw me out, but I still would not care. I was just fearless. I played what I wanted to play when I wanted to play it. And I think I want to inspire a lot of DJs to be like that. Just be fearless. Play your music. That's the only way it's going to work out. And I continue to do that. I'm lucky I can do it now. And a lot of people say, yeah, you can do it now because you can do it now. But
Yeah.
wherever you are, whatever stage in your career, I think the turning point in your life will be when you are fearless and you go out and you do your thing without worrying about who's going to like it, who's not going to like it.
Okay.
If you're pleasing everybody, you're not doing a good job.
Okay. It is me that I just want to be shut today, just want to listen to you and spend
Nakash, my brother,
another
Nazara, Boombox, they've been super supportive. And this digging deeper thing came out because Gautam used to hear my trendy tune set on the radio, and I never played deep music. And then he was like, I see you play this music for 15 minutes every week on the radio. Why don't you do it further? So I said, okay. And we confirmed a date. And then I got cold feet. And then I called up and said, I don't want to do it because I am not ready and I don't want to do something that I'm half good at.
yeah.
So I stopped. And he was like, no, 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 you got to do it. You have to do it. I know you can do it. So I spent 1 month putting music together, and that's my method. That's the way I am. I will stay up till 5, 6 every morning. Everybody knows me. I don't sleep. I just work relentlessly morning, noon, and night. Thank you, Kirtan. And so we did the party, and everybody said that, yo, you up post 1 o'clock, you got to play like super hard because that's what everybody wants. And then we got Harish to do the visuals on that night. And we just changed around. We got an amazing Nexo sound system. And I was actually playing mellow music after 1 o'clock, much like we did last night for a long while. It was just soft and
Yeah.
mellow. But the people were so beautiful. I guess also Bangalore, I can do it. People accept me. They just love me for who I am, and I can get away with doing stuff and taking chances more than I could do anywhere else.
No, sir. People love you in every part of the country. I must say, you play in Hyderabad, you play in Calcutta, you play in Bombay. See, Bombay. So many people are still telling us that you have to revisit Bombay. So I
Oh,
have
I don't
seen.
know. I don't know if you heard about that mixtape 200s. That was crazy.
Uh, did I miss? Where was it? Mixtape 200?
Thank you, Gary. That was at the Dead. That was at the Dead, which Reggie runs a midweek party called the Mixtape. And so they had the 200th anniversary of that, and they called me, and I did a vinyl set. And to
Yeah.
have every DJ of Mumbai there that night, all the guys who I looked up to, everybody who I loved. There was Notorious, there was Aki Tricks, there was Russell, there was Bosco, there was Sube, there's just as anybody you could think of were all there.
Okay.
And there was so much love in that room. There was so much positivity. And it's great that we all can come together. And as we grow older and we become more and more advanced in years and experience, we all feel the need to reach out to each other. We have an incredible group now. There's Akbar, there's Akhtar, there's Clement, there's Asad, there's Hussein, there's all of us, all reaching out to each other and trying to help each other because it's a hard time. And let's face it, this is a young man's game. We are just overstaying our time. It's a young man's game, so only the hard work and the support for each other will carry us through. Zulfi, my brother from Bangalore, love you.
Ravi is also here. Sir, any favorite track? One favorite.
I I think from my record collection, it would be David Malaris, the program. I don't
Okay.
play it much, but in my early years, we used to play it 3 times every night, and
Okay.
people would dance to it. And when I put it on the turntables, even now, it's very, very badly scratched. I put on the turntable even now, and I'm wondering how did we play this record in 1992, and how did we play it three times? Because we were playing Ace of Base on the same afternoon, and then
Okay.
we would play David Morales the program, and these two people are so snobbish about music now. And on the same night, we would play these two contrasting records, like Coco Jumbo and David Morales, the program. And they would sit nicely with each other because nobody was judging anything. It was just music. Everybody came for the love of music. They came, they danced, they partied for the love of music.
Thank you. So, any favorite female DJ?
I like Ray. In fact, I played a record of hers last night, Hide You, the
Okay.
Chikola remix. But Ray, yeah, she's my favorite. We toured for Ministry of Sound. Great singer, fantastic DJ, very technically sound, super energy, amazing. DJ Ajay, thank you, Ajay.
Yeah. So if any dream collaboration, so I don't know whether this question is appropriate or not, but any dream collaboration which is there, in your mind, which is left till now.
You can't actually plan that because I am a person who will play old school hip hop and R&B one day. I will play
Yeah.
retro one day. I will play deep music the other day. I will play house music the next day, and I keep. That's what keeps me motivated. The challenge of just staying on top of every different genre all the time. So if I'm making some music and if it's going in a particular direction, I'll obviously reach out to somebody who's good in that particular genre or something who can really help me out. So I did a couple of tracks with Powers from Germany, who lives in
Yeah.
Berlin, and he lived with me for some time. And I love him because we just come at two opposite sides of the spectrum and then we meet somewhere in between because we love music so much. Thank you, Dave.
So there's a question which I guess we haven't asked anybody. How do you recharge yourself after the all tired schedule of yours? Like today, you can say today. Today is like yesterday you played 7 hour set, 7 hours long set.
When it comes to music, I am never tired, and I can just go on forever. It's like I'm never tired. The physical uh, stuff will come only after you've finished. You play the last record and you sit on a chair or something, and then you will realize that, oh, I am drained or whatever. But yeah, I've never been a person who sleeps much, which is really bad for my health. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's the way it is, and I just live with that. I don't have a lifestyle of drinking and smoking, so that might help.
Yeah.
And we go
True,
to the
true, true.
gym and do
That
some badminton and stuff like that. Ginger ale with an orange slice.
I guess
That's my drink
Rahul
of
is
choice
also
now.
yeah. Rahul is also here. 1 second. Uh, yeah, sir. There's a thing here which is mentioned that's saying that Studio 54 nights. So there's a question mark which is there in my notes that we want to know more about Studio 54 nights.
So that happened because I was at Enigma in Bombay doing a residency doing hip hop on Thursday
Okay.
nights.
Okay.
And then I had a once a month Wednesday night residency at Poison with Akhil doing a house music night. So the only genre that I had left was to do was retro. So when
Okay.
Sanjay Metani is an old friend from Bangalore and he called me and he said, see, Shiro's been running for a year. Do you have any ideas as to what we can do? I said, let's do some retro music. It's South Bombay. People went to all the clubs in South Bombay and they heard retro music, and now it's not happened for a long time. So let's do retro music. So he was like, yeah. And I said, okay, let's call it Studio 54 because it was a legendary disco club from New York. So that's how the name came about. I gave it the name and we started the night. The first night had 15 of my friends from Bandra, which was all the Fountainhead boys and stuff like that. And yeah, in about 2, 3 weeks' time, we never looked back. I
Yeah.
flew to Bombay every Friday for the first year, then every alternate Friday for the next 6 years. And uh, the challenge with that is because I play vinyl, I have about 150 or 200 records that I can play from.
Yeah.
So you can't really have a lot of variety. So if you're doing a 7 year residency, you're quite restricted in terms of the music, and the sequence can't change much, the music can't change much. But the people, they just love that music, and they love that whole the vibe, the retro vibe, and we had the classiest crowd and amazing people coming back every week.
One thing I missed somebody was writing something. People are saying hi from Kochi as well.
Cochin, we did a crazy party there a few months ago.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, Mayank, Shetty, Pranav, oh God, this guy's been with us right through the lockdown.
Sir, how are you spending your quarantine now? One part we know. Other than that, what?
Just that. It's just I've just been lost in my music. Actually, I've been working on a new track, which has taken some time, and I break up the that by doing these broadcasts and digging into my record covers, which I can possibly show you
Yeah.
if you want to. So yeah, this is a lot of records to go through, but yeah, there it is.
Oh my goodness.
So there's cupboards and cupboards of them. So there's lots of music to discover and play, and it's just everywhere.
Oh, true, true.
So, like I said, there's not much time to think about anything else.
I guess you are having a ball of your time right now because you're figuring out. I guess each one of your record you will take it out and play now.
Yeah, see, I think, uh, and this is for all us DJs to understand. I think what's going to come up post the lockdown and stuff like that, you've got to be really intelligent about it. You've got to be understanding what the demands will be because
Yeah.
it's going to be a tough time.
Yeah.
It's
True.
already a tough time for all of us, and I know it's a tough time, but you have to be really intelligent about it. You've got to be spending time thinking about how people are reacting to stuff virtually. It's a completely new ball game. So, I am also reaching out and broadcasting more and playing more to understand how audience reacts, how little the time span can be, the
Yeah.
attention span can be. How do you counter that? How do you play in a situation like that? And we're going to see a lot of great virtual party coming up. I'm doing a big virtual festival next Sunday,
Okay.
so with phase one, and there's going to be a lot of bands. So yeah, there's a lot of intelligence going to be involved in the way you understand your audience and start to play to them. And I really want to now show the people who I am as a DJ. Sometimes when you're traveling and you're playing in clubs, you get lost in the whole scene that you forget to show the people who you really are.
Yeah.
So I
True.
really want to show the people who I really am in terms of what records I have, what I play, what I will play, and whatever. We've seen Bob Sinclair do it,
Yeah.
and he's a prime example of how it's to be done. And he brings me to tears every evening when he plays.
Okay.
Last night he played a disco set, and he wore a pink shirt and bow tie, and the amount of passion and the kind of track selection and stuff, just amazing. We we heard World Hold On and Sound of Freedom, and we forgot who he really was.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
it's very important for us DJs now to start thinking about who you really are, what you want the public to know of you, and how do you want to sell yourself. And I think, besides playing music, you've got to be really intelligent. You've got to have communication skills, you've got to be intelligent, it's important to have an education. A lot of young DJs think it's not important to have an
Yeah,
education.
true,
I
very
have
true.
done my BCom and I don't see one thing where I've applied BCom to what I've done in my life in terms of music. But the education just teaches you how to be a little sophisticated, how to speak well, how to present, how to understand numbers, how to understand people. Education is invaluable. So don't stop studying. Mixing two records is not the end of it. It's a package that you've got to bring to the game. I was not blessed
True.
with good looks or whatever, but we could compensate by doing something else that will make. If not everybody will have everything that is required, and a
True.
lot of it is based on Instagram and good looks and great social media and whatever. And my children, they tell me openly, like, your Instagram is shit. It's like, we can't relate to it. It's shit. It's like really old fashioned. But I write stories for my audiences
Yeah,
and they will not relate to it. But I understand who my audience is. I know who I
true.
want to come to listen to my music. So I will tell them what I want to tell them. And
People
you've
are,
got to have those stories. You've got to tell that. And so when I talk to you now DJs are listening to me, I want to tell them that use your intelligence. You see Nikhil Chinnappa where he's gone because he's a super intelligent guy.
yeah, true.
We grew up in Bangalore together, but look at him because he's a super intelligent guy. It just doesn't happen because he's on MTV. He's just a very, very intelligent guy.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Correct. Sir, somebody replied, and I just want to say, you carry $1 million smile, sir. Somebody just mentioned right now.
It's the happiness from playing the music that I love.
Sir, if you ask me personally, I will not ever want to end this session today. It'll keep on going like last night. So it should like keep on going. I should need to hear more and more about you. But thanks a lot for coming out and just, sharing this valuable time with us. And it is
Yeah,
my pleasure to host you today.
I carry $1 million in my pocket. What are your thoughts on the dance music produced today compared to the
Yeah,
90s? I think last year it's all gone back to the 90s. If you see uh, Calvin Harris's new incarnation and the
yeah,
track Hypnagogic, it's purely 90s rave. So, yeah, everything is going back to the 90s. I played so many records last night that was super trendy, but they were all with 90s vibes in them. And the
yeah,
people were going crazy online. And it's got the modern energy of people, what they call techno and this and that, but it's just purely just acid rave from the 90s.
and yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's just all going back to that. There's so much that we can incorporate it from our dance music history.
True. Back to basics. Somebody wrote the correct line.
Back to
Pranav
basics.
Shetty. Yeah,
Back to
true.
Basics is our hip hop property, which we run with Monkey Business in Bangalore. And that again started with us just wanting to play pure old school hip hop. Nobody thought it would work. And then we just saw from day one, overcrowded club. And even the kids were coming and dancing to it. And then sometimes we didn't even want so many kids in the club. So we would start to play like really old music and just stick to that. But they would still dance because the vibe was so great. The 90s hip hop and R&B is fantastic. So
Yeah.
Back to Basics has also been something that's been really working.
Yeah. I guess you do it on Fridays. That is a Friday property.
We do it
You
on third Saturdays. We used to
third
do it on
Saturdays.
second
Okay.
Saturday in Arena, and then when Indiranagar shut down, we moved to Shiro and we do it on third Saturdays.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
So
many
very.
genres in my set last night. How do
How
you
do you
manage to
manage?
carry the flow? You guys helped me to carry the flow. I'm feeding off your vibe. I'm just purely feeding off your vibe. The comments, people talking about food, talking about music, talking about which country they come from, and it was just that. I used to
Mhm.
sleep. It was
I used
amazing.
to. Ankit wrote, I used to sleep at 12, but I slept last night at 3:30.
Well, we finished at 6:15, so you still slept early.
Somebody, what would be your suggestion to DJs during the quarantine so that we can need to catch up the race ahead? Okay, I guess he answered that. Do you want to add some points? Up there. Second
During
last question.
quarantine, so we can catch up the race. I think, production skills really, really important uh, at this point in time. So there are so many great courses online, but uh, Udemy is doing a Ableton course for 600 rupees or something. So
Yeah.
it's really important that you guys log on, join Udemy, take a 600 rupee Ableton course. It's amazing. There is another course, how to write music in Ableton
Okay.
on the piano roll, which is invaluable, and stuff like that. Because music theory is very important.
Important.
My biggest regret in life would be that I didn't learn to play the piano when I was a kid. But
Okay.
post that, I've always studied music theory and understood music theory, and I play everything with chord progressions, and everything has to be musically correct. And when you're doing it musically correct, the guy who's on the dance floor hears you playing, he will say, "Yeah, okay." He will not notice it. But if you have any music sensibility and a guy is not doing it music correctly, immediately you say, like, "What the shit is he doing?"
Yeah.
If there are key clashes, if there are stuff like that, the chord progressions are not going correctly. So, music theory, production, everything is really important for an all-round skill. I've not produced many tracks. I've done about three, and I always work on my music theory, even for my DJ sets. So it doesn't have to be just about production. Even your DJ sets require music theory. So understanding music, the way it progresses, the way it works, seventh chords, everything, you have to know your music theory and you have to learn it. So use this time in quarantine to up your skills. Go online, get out, do some courses. It would really, really help.
So Gary Bhai is asking what was the that Amitabh Bachchan mix which you played at 5:30?
So that is done by my friend Todd Terry from Berlin.
Okay.
And he has this whole series called Sampadan. And he had given me that record. He gave me the vinyl. It's only released on vinyl. It's not released on digital. So he gave me that record a year ago, and I could never
Hmm.
find the time or the place to play it because I'm really particular about what I play where. So finally, when I did intimate with Mahfaiza for Valentine and Nazara this year, 1 year later, I played it, and I just played something which I thought sounded good out of the whole lot, and I never expected the reaction it got. It just flew. And then I started
Yeah.
having everybody inboxing me saying, "What is this track? What is this track? What is this track?" And so finally I had to call him and say, "Hey man, how do I react to this?" And then he said, "Okay, I will write you a post and you just repost it because obviously it's his record and I don't want
Yeah.
to make any posts without him saying how do I post it." So he
True.
sent me a post and then I reposted a video of that record with his post. So it's a Todd Terry record. Todhteri, Todd Terry record. He's on SoundCloud. You can check him out. All his tracks are there. And amazing producer. What are the
So
sites for music theory? I said Udemy,
good
Udemy.
man.
And
Yeah.
you get music theory for electronic musicians, where you can learn theory for Ableton and stuff like that.
Where can we download the music which you play last
I'm
night?
I'm I'm 90% a beatport guy. I'm
Wonderful.
90% a Beatport guy. So yeah, most of my stuff is from Beatport. I'm very particular about the files I play. So they have to be lossless. I'll spend $3.50 on the music and I will make sure I play the record. So I will listen to it many times over. Now Beatport has got a new scheme where if you pay them $10 a month, you can actually scan through the whole track
Okay.
So you join Beatport Pro, you pay them $10 a month. So there's no hit and miss. You can actually check the intro, the outro, the in between, everywhere. Then you decide you want to buy that song. Then you spend
Yeah.
$3.50 on it. And when you spend $3.50 after judging the whole song and buying it, it will work. So yeah, so
True. Somebody asked a question. Do you think running a record label is profitable business these days as a side profession for DJs who are past their time and still want to be involved in the industry?
Laska is a super talented DJ from Goa. But here's my theory on this, right? When I started to DJ, people would say, "What else do you do?" I was like, "No, I only DJ." No, no.
Hmm.
That is like you come, you'll play once a weekend, and then what will happen on the rest of the days? I said, "No, I will DJ." And I believe from that time that if you do one thing, just do that. And I think I suck at business. I have tried to open two clubs. I have failed miserably. Uh, when your passion lies with music and you can't afford to get other stuff clouding your mind. So running a business record label, I think you need to leave it to the business people. I think
Yeah.
you could be a guy who chooses what will go on a label, but I don't think you can be a guy who runs the business. I think you just leave it to the business people.
Okay.
Who is teaching Udemy, Udemy? It's the cheapest and they're recognized, so you can try it from there.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ivan sir. Thank you so much. It was our pleasure to have you on board today.
Yeah, it was 15 minutes that turned 1 hour.
That is what I just wanted to keep my mouth shut and let you talk so that we need to know what is going on. So, like for me, it
Thank
is
you,
my
Rajesh.
dream come true. Thank you so much,
All
sir.
the best for base culture, and it's
Thank
an
you, sir. Thank
awesome
you.
initiative.
Yeah.
Happy and proud to be a part of it and share my thoughts with you. Thank you, guys, all for showing so much of love from last night, tuning in once again. And uh, Vivek, thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Zulfi. Gautam, yes, I am fine. So, anyway, thanks. Thank you so much for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much,
It
sir.
was a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you. I'm gonna save this session. Whosoever have missed it, please go and watch it on Base Culture Live.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Take care.